What up? It's the girl Ashley. I be ballin' with another I be ballin' basketball show. Today's show will be about Unrivaled Women's 3-on-3 Basketball League. It starts this week, Friday, January 17th. Hey, I rhymed. And I'm gonna explain a lot of the rosters, coaches, the rules, courts, facilities. At the end, I'm gonna rank all of my teams. There's 6 teams, right? And in the future, they even said that they're looking to add more teams, up to 8 teams, and 48 players. So that's in the future. Oh, they also said that they even gonna be looking into, playing games on the road, you know, for the second season. But and the way they picked the groups, it was like a committee, and so there wasn't really a draft. There was a 3-team trade though. There was a 3-team trade. So the Lunar Owls and Phantom BC made a 3-team trade, right? That sent Natasha Cloud in a wild card spot to Phantom, Jackie Young and Tiffany Hayes to the Laces, and Courtney Williams to the Owls. So that was the only trade. They didn't do a draft. We don't even know who the committee was and how they picked them. But, I'm going to rank them. And I want you guys to leave comments about, your rankings and your favorite team that you are excited to watch or favorite player that you're excited to watch. But man, ranking the teams was very hard. But first, this league I think it's going to be so awesome because, well, there's a salary pool, 8 million, and a lot of the players, they're going to get six figures, and it's going to be more than what they make the max contract in the WNBA. I mean, that in itself is, you know, tremendous for the players. And on top of that, you have all these investors, and there's like 35 million that they raised so far just from investors. And there's so many investors. There's Alex Morgan and Rapino, and there's soccer legends. There's NBA players, Giannis, Carmelo Anthony, Steve Nash, and Coco Golf is a recent investor. Juju Watkins is an investor, and she's probably going to play when she comes to the league, and they got NI deals with Lajay Johnson and Paige Beckers. And it's amazing, how many people are, investing in women's basketball, from all walks of life, all different industries. You got sports groups, CEOs, right? The former Bucks owner, Mark Lazary. So a lot of people that got dollars. The Cavs GM, um, CEOs. Oh, UConn. Forgot. Do you know, I might pronounce his name wrong. Gino Ariama. Yeah, he's a investor as well. Michelle West. She's an investor. Is that how you do a golf swing? No, it's like this. But so a lot of all the players are gonna get inequity as well. And that's awesome to have ownership, right? It's awesome to have ownership. But let's get it started. So they're gonna play 14 games, and there's gonna be 4 quarters, 7-minute quarters. I mean 7 minutes, 4 quarters. And there's so the top 4 teams, you know, during the regular season are gonna advance to like 1 game semifinals. So it's almost like a winner takes all March Madness type of deal, in the semifinals. And there's an 18-second shot clock. And I thought, wow, that's amazing because now there's gonna be you have to play fast, quicker, decisions, transition, running up and down the court, So it's going to be more exciting and energetic because, they won't have to pass. You only got 18 seconds. What you gonna do with it? You know what I'm saying? So that's gonna be awesome. Also, there's gonna be a one-on-one tournament during the season, like in the middle of the season, and I think the first place winner is gonna get like ton of money, six figures. And so I'm like, yo, that's gonna be so amazing. To see who's gonna get not only which teams are gonna win, but who's gonna get that, you know, 101 bragging rights, right? It's gonna be awesome. So the games are gonna be on TNT on Mondays, Fridays, and Saturdays. So TNT Sports, they gotta, you know, broadcast rights. All the games are gonna be streaming on Max, right? So, if you don't got, TNT in, you know, um, TruTV, you know, just get Max. And I think it's like $10, I think. Um, so Monday and Fridays, the games will air on TNT. And on Saturdays, it's gonna air on TruTV, right? And the league is gonna be like for like 2 months. They in Miami. They're gonna be kicking it. It's gonna be awesome. Uh, Also, the social media and like the behind the scenes and all access, players are having fun. Players are having fun. And so the playoffs are going to start in March, like March 16th through 18th. And that's the only thing like about this league. Like you're going to be competing, with, the NBA and March Madness. So, it's going to be interesting to see how the viewership, you know, goes up and down. It's definitely going to go up in the first couple games for sure, for sure. People are going to be wanting to see what happens, right? But yeah, and the fact that you get, equity and revenue sharing payments, I mean, that just makes the league awesome, 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 awesome. Because I was wondering, like, who's going to be the analysts and the commentators? And I found out Taylor Rooks is going to be a sideline reporter. Stephanie Reddy, Allie LaForce, and Rose Gold. That's a dope name, dope name. So I thought, like, hey, the sideline reporters are women. That's awesome. The women are gonna get the shine, right? So Candace Parker, that's my favorite player, y'all. That's my favorite player. So the studio coverage team, this is important. Candace Parker, favorite player, LA Sparks, Aces. Y'all know Chicago Sky. Y'all know her. I don't know this person, Lauren Rivara. Let me know in the comments if you guys know her. But Renee Montgomery, I like her. I like her as a player, and the fact that she, is, you know, owns a little bit of the Atlantic Dream. That's dope too. Cause like I'm glad that I found this because I was like, who's gonna be, talking? So the analyst is going to be Lisa Leslie. That's also one of my favorite players. First, it was Lisa Leslie. Then, Candace Parker took it all the way with the Tennessee Vols. And another analyst, Sarah Kustok. And play-by-play announcer, the only male, actually. So let me know if you guys like that it's mainly women, except for one male. Brendan Glashing. But I just thought that was amazing because I was really looking for that information. Like, tell me the information. But the Unrivaled 4 is very unique. It's um 70 feet long. It's still 50 feet in width, right? So that's the same. But the fact that it's 70 feet long, it's like in the middle. It's three-fourths the length of the WNBA court. So Like a lot of the pros and a lot of the colleges, they use like 94 feet, right? Um, in high school, it's like 84 feet. So it's like they did it in the middle. And I think, you know, Collier was like even it's gonna be normal basketball, but with more spacing. Oh, and I learned some of the like rules of foul limits. It's gonna be a foul limit, and I think that's important because you don't want players to be fouling and just be a free throw game. So it's gonna keep players like disciplined, being stricter. I don't, and oh, also the shot values are gonna be, there's gonna be certain shots on the floor that are worth more, right? So it's gonna vary, especially points outside. I'm not sure if they're gonna do a 4 point um, you know, spot, but I know there's gonna be some shots on the floor that are worth more and some worth less. So that's gonna be awesome. Because I know in Ice Cube's Big Three League, um, they have a 4 point shot. They also have something called Fireball where players go 1-on-1, depending on if you like a certain call or not. But I think this is unique because we haven't seen a women's league like this. So I feel like that's what's gonna get fans into it because it's not in the WNBA season, right? And so you're gonna there's a lot of fans that be sad when the WNBA is, gone because they're like, man, I can't wait for next season. Well, now this is another way you can watch your favorite players in the WNBA, see what they got in a different environment, different rules, different setting, you know, play with certain players that, you normally don't play with, right? So I think it's going to bring more fans to the game, especially when you have women's basketball on TV, not just in the WNBA season, not just college basketball, but something new, something fresh, something different. And we're going to see what these ladies got. And I think it's going to grow. I think it's going to grow. And, I really think it's going to grow because people want to see women basketball. It's like growing. And I think the fact that a lot of people are investing in this league just shows you like things have changed. Back in the day, like, early 2000s or 90s, people wouldn't be investing in it the way they are now. And it's grown. But also, they're using a different ball. So Wilson and Unrivaled, they teamed up, right? And they have this ball called Invo Next or EVO NXT. It's a slick ball. It has moisture wicking surface, extended range technology, and soft touch enhanced grip. It's the same size as a WNBA basketball, with a 29.5 circumference and a diameter between 9.43 and 9.51. And I saw the ball and it's pretty cool. It has the Unrivaled, logo on it with the same colors. It's pretty cool. And I think it's a it's very healing to the eye, right? You notice like everything is like healing to the eye. Like their court is so different because of the colors. Also, like it's they have like a venue that's state of the art. Like it's putting the WNBA to shame. And it's I think it's gonna help the WNBA step their game up because a lot of these players probably don't have this type of facility, right? In the WNBA. It kind of reminds you of like college, right? Because college players have everything you could ever imagine, and especially D1, right? So, and the seats look so comfortable, and It feels like, and even the president of operations was like, the furthest seat from the court is 32 feet. So you're right, a part of the action. So every seat is either courtside or it's elevated. So you can feel like a VIP, right? You can feel close to the players, close to the action, close to the court. But sometimes, there's no nosebleed seats. Like it's not designed like that. And I thought that was very different and unique. But check this out. They have a 30,000 square foot weight room, right? Recovery zone with hot tubs and cold tubs. They have a thorough body room for recovery. They even have a glam room designed by Sephora. They thought of everything. They have facial and skincare rooms. They have a hype hall, which is like a red carpet. They have a nursery. Um, they have a daycare. They have a content creation hub. Like they really think it outside the box because a lot of players, they make content and put it on social media, and even Angel Reese has her own podcast. So you can just be right there in the facility, go to practice, and then do the, creation in the hub. I'm like, yo, you don't have to leave. That's awesome, right? They have 6 upscale locker rooms, so every team gets their own room, their own cubicle. They got power strips, so you don't gotta be, sharing different plugs. But yeah, they thought of everything. They have like a mobile medical unit on standby for injuries. They really thought of everything, everything, everything. They really thought of it. Um, but yeah, I do like the, you know, shorter full court. I think that's awesome. Now, now that I've covered, a lot of the basics, now what I want to do is talk about the teams and the players, and I'm gonna rank them 1 through 6. This was hard, y'all. I was going back and forth in my head, like, what am I gonna? It's crazy, and I really want you guys to debate with me. Write in the comments, as long as it's respectful, right? But let me know, guys, because this was so freaking hard, dude. It was so freaking hard because you know I feel like, let me just say this, y'all. I feel like the Miss, I don't know who put that team together, but I said, that's a little unfair. Their roster is number one, number one. I don't know who put that team together, but I said, yo, Brianna Stewart and Dejanay Carrington, yo, it's gonna be hard to score. They got one of the best defensive guards, in the league, and one of the best defending post players in Brianna Stewart. That's crazy. But let's get down to the nitty gritty. So it was very hard to decide, but I'm gonna let you guys know my number one. So for the Miss team, which is coached by Phil Handy, right? They have Visionary Keratin from the Sun. She's a free agent, y'all. I don't know if she gonna be with the Sun, but they have Aaliyah Edwards, forward from the Mystics. Rakia Jackson from the Sparks, forward. I'm gonna let y'all guys know about her. Joel Lloyd, from Seattle Storm. Now look, there's a there's some drama. Joel Lloyd wants out because there was a whole investigation, but they didn't find anything. But after they didn't find anything, she's like, I want out. You know, um, there was allegations about coaches bullying, but we'll see what happens. Brianna Stewart, obviously, champion. She just won a championship with the New York Liberty. That was a great finals. Controversial calls. Champion with UConn, Seattle Storm, y'all know. Courtney Vandersloot, another Liberty player. So I picked this team number one because I said, who, first off, Aaliyah Edwards, I feel like she's a all around big. She's going to hit shots mid range. She's going to play hard, play defense. Courtney Vandersloot, she's like a really great point guard. She really can pass the ball. She's smart. And I really liked her with the sky. She can make clutch shots, y'all. She's just getting older. Jewel Lloyd, she's a great, great scorer. They call her the Gold Mamba, right? And I feel like she can really score the ball. And here's the interesting thing. Brianna Stewart, right? MVP, great defensive player, great two-way player. She can score on all three levels, defend like crazy, is versatile, can play on the post and the perimeter, right? She got two teammates, Courtney Vandersloot and Jewel Lloyd. She used to play with Jewel Lloyd, so that's an advantage. And I'm like, yo, the reason why I feel like they're the best, obviously you have Brianna Stewart, right? Jewel Lloyd, right? Ye- Using that character, right? Here's the thing. Rakia Jackson, y'all. I did a video about how she was underrated, especially in this loaded recent WNBA draft. A lot of people were talking about, Caitlin Clark, Angel Reese, Cameron Brink, and they're great players. They're really great players. But I really think Rakia Jackson, it kind of reminds me of like the big, how there's like big time, like for example, like the NBA draft, right? Where it was always talking about LeBron and Carmelo, but little did you know that Dwayne Wade was gonna become a beast, and I feel like she is like Jackson RJ. Also her style is on point. Also, she always got that drip, but all around great player. I feel like she can become one of the best defenders in the league and one of the best scorers in the league. I really like. She's gonna turn some heads because she can create her own shot. She can create her own shot. She can make threes. She can get the mid range. Like she's versatile. She's a defender. I feel like she's an all around great player. Man, I feel like her potential is loaded. That's why I was like, yo, her and Cameron Brink, I was, and then I thought like maybe they could get Paige Beckers, and then that would be the big three, and it would go crazy, but it didn't really happen. But I feel like there's a lot of pick and roll options, like Joe Lloyd, Rika, RJ, Rikia. I feel like they can be a pick and roll option. I also feel like Leah Edwards a good pick and roll option. Brianna Stewart, good pick and roll action. I could even imagine Brianna Stewart being the ball handler and Leah Edwards or Ricky Jackson setting the screen. And maybe even Jill Lloyd, because Jill Lloyd, she's strong, especially for a guard. I feel like obviously I just feel like they are so loaded with talent and versatility. Versatility is going to be big, and bigs that can pass the ball is going to be huge. Volume shooters are going to be huge. Um, the only thing that I think is like maybe a weakness of this team is the threes. Cause like they don't have a sniper on their team. They have good 3-point shooters, right? But they don't have that sniper that's just gonna snipe, snipe, snipe. Curry type player, Reggie Miller, you know, they don't really, have those snipers. So I feel like maybe that could hurt them. But I do feel like they can hit a lot of mid-range shots, and Lloyd can get hot. But I feel like they're the best. So number two, this was a very very hard to pick, but I'm picking the Lunar Owls. You guys could disagree. Only I picked them number two only if they stay healthy. Cameron Brink is not playing this year. She's gonna play next year in 2026. So you know, they don't have six players. They have five. But if all five stay healthy, I feel like they're the second best. So here's the Lunar Owls. The head coach is DJ Sackman, right? Shakira Austin, oh my goodness, guys, if you guys don't know her, you know, she's on the Mystics. I really like her game. I think she can be something really, really special. Cameron Cameron Brink, obviously from the LA Sparks. She won't be playing, but it's good that they had her here though. Camaraderie, the social media brand. It's good that she's here. Nafisa Collier, you guys know her, Defensive Player of the Year. I feel like she's gonna be fueled with losing this championship. And it's interesting because, Stewart and, Collier, they was in the WNBA finals. So, maybe she get a little payback. I don't know. And they're friends, they're cool. So it's like competing but friendly. So that's gonna be interesting. But she's just an all around great player, and she could have got MVP if it wasn't for Asia Wilson going off, right? So, they have Skylar Diggins Smith. I really, really like her. I like her style on and off the court. People don't really like her because they're like, Donna follows her wherever she goes, but I still think she's cool. Alicia Gray, I really like her as well from the Dream. Oh yeah, Skylar is from the Storm. Courtney Williams, Lynx. So I think I picked them to be second because I also feel like they are at a disadvantage with only having, five. That's why, like, if they get injured, their ranking is gonna go down automatically. Like, but I just feel like having a player like Collier on your team is gonna, because I feel like Collier, she's very versatile. She can hit the three mid range, and her post fadeaway is just lethal. It reminds me of Dirk Nowitzki, y'all. Like just lethal. Like you really can't stop it. Like only one that's stopping her is her. Like you can't stop her. And Alicia Gray, she has 3-on-3 experience, and I think players that have 3-on-3 experience is really gonna help their teammates and really perform well. And I feel like Alicia Gray, um, she's she's underrated. Like people don't know her. She's kind of um, underrated in that aspect, but she has game, and I think she won a All-Star MVP recently. Or was that I forgot what year that was, but I really like her versatility. She's one of those wing players that can do it all basically on both ends. And Skylar Diggins, I really like her passing. I feel like she can score the ball as a point guard, but I also feel like she could get into defenders as well. And oh, Kira Austin, man, she's defensively, she's a beast. Like you may not know her because she was like injured, but I feel like she could be the face of that. Like think about it, Shakira Austin and Leah Edwards together as they grow, it's going to be crazy. She covers a lot of ground, and that's what's really good about all these players. Like, I feel like they're gonna use their wingspans, their athleticism, they're gonna run in transition. Courtney Williams, she gets deep in her bag, the Birkin bag. You guys know her. I feel like having a player like her, isolation, she's a scoring threat. especially from mid range, y'all, especially from mid range. I think the only thing that is a little concerning is they don't have a sniper. I feel like you have to have at least one sniper, especially on three shooting. If any of your players go cold, it might be the difference between you winning or losing. You got to be able to score that ball. And I feel like obviously all the players can, hit the three, but can you hit it consistently? That is what, I'm a little concerned, right? They're lethal mid range, but, you know, um, they're lethal, but it's like, I feel like if you have a bad shooting night, it's not gonna be good, especially when they get to the semifinals. You know, when they get to the semifinals and it's like a one, it's, you gotta win one game to advance. Well, if you're not really, good, and obviously the top four teams is gonna advance to the semifinals, then the winners of those games will have a one game final set. So when the regular season, like you're gonna learn from each other. Regular season, okay. But when the playoffs start, you really gotta be on one. But my third, so it was very hard picking these teams. Very, very hard. Choosing the third and the fourth. I chose my six pretty easily, but like, so the third, vinyl. Vinyl, vinyl, vinyl. Teaspoon, she's gonna bring that fire. And it's interesting because she got fired. Get it? Oh, that's a week that y'all might not laugh at that, but I feel like she's gonna be a good coach, motivational coach. Aaliyah Boston, right? From the Fever. It's hot. Whew. She's number one pick. Ray Burrell from the Sparks. Oh, Jordan Canada. I really like her game. She's from the Dream. Erica Hamby. I really like her. Oh, something interesting about this team. Ryan Howard from the Dream. And also Enrique Agumbawale from the Wings. And I love her because she's from the 414, just like me. And so I've always been a fan of her. She just from growing up in the same area. I feel like this team is gonna do well because Derek Derek Hamby has played in 3-on-3. Ryan Howard has played in 3-on-3. So I think, all those players that have 3-on-3 experience is going to be like really, really good because I feel like you got to be in shape. You got to be able to hold your ground, play two-way. And this is going to be an interesting 3-on-3 because it's going to be full court, not half court. So it's going to be interesting. But I feel like Canada, she's a good point back. I feel like, you know, starting, coming off the bench, it don't matter. I feel like she's good defensively. I feel like Ray's gonna light a spark on them, get it, light a spark. But I feel like the real difference makers in this is gonna be Enrique and Ryan Howard. You have two isolation scorers that can catch fire at any moment. Enrique, she knows how to create space and light that up. She knows how to get defenders. Oh, one way, this way. Oh, back up. Oh, she's gonna have games where you're not gonna be able to stop her. Having players that can create their own shot and just be on a heater, that is very important. You're gonna need at least one shot maker. they got two. Ryan Howard, she's great at mid range. Her 3-on-3 experience, she kind of struggled, but then, toward the end, she got it together. And I think that's how certain teams going to be. Like, they might struggle in the beginning, but one team that struggles may end up winning it all at the end. You never know. It's about how you finish. But just having players that can, you know, create, out of nothing is important. Because it's not 5-on-5 where you're gonna have a bunch of set plays. You're gonna have to get some mismatches. You're gonna be able to create your own shot. Not everyone is a shot creator. Some people are just catch and shoot, and that's okay. But you're gonna be at least one shot creator. Um, so having two, I think, is gonna be brilliant, 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 brilliant. And I do like this team because I feel like they have size, and I feel like they have strength and defense and rebounding. Because they have a lot of forwards like Hamby. I really like her. She can really rebound. She had her best season as a Spark this season, so she's been working on her game. Former Sixth Woman of the Year, and then she just lit it on fire with the Sparks as a starter, and I just think she's a good all around big. And having multiple players that have 3-on-3 experience is going to be key. And Aaliyah Boston, I just think Aaliyah Boston is going to be very, very good. Obviously, former number one pick, but it's like, I also feel like, she kind of, you know, she didn't really start the season off that well, with the fever. She was getting some hate from the fans, but then she shut them up. She shut them up. And I feel like she is a great all around big that's going to help. So I feel like, think about this, guys. They have two great bigs in Hamby and Boston. And I feel like they're going to get underrated. And they have two isolation scorers, right? They're going to get underrated. I think this weakness, it could be defense. So that might hurt them in the end. Because like you're going to have to be able to get some stops. The fact that I feel like players are going to play hard, right? Because you're not going to have help. Usually, with 5 players, there could be help, right? Now, when it's 3-on-3, you're not going to get as much help defensively as you would when it's 5-on-5, right? So, you're going to really have to pay attention, have that defensive IQ, defensive awareness, and the fact that it's full court is going to get some players. Some players, you're going to have to be in shape running up and down that court, y'all. This ain't half court where you don't really got to, you going to have to run. So the more athletic and faster players, and that's why I think you need snipers. Get that person in the corner, you know, it's going to be interesting, I'm excited. So the fourth team, it was very hard. It was very hard to put the Laces in fourth place. But the Laces head coach is Andrew Wade. It was very, very hard to put them in the fourth spot because I really like Alyssa Thomas. Alyssa Thomas, she's MVP caliber. She hasn't won one, but she really should, you know, have one. She's a triple double machine. She's Her nickname is the engine for a reason, just high motor, really wants to win, hates to lose. She reminds me of like Giannis. She's that's definitely my comparison because, her and Giannis dominate in the paint and they're not really outside shooters. And think about this, y'all. Like, she has like, yeah, The fact that she can dominate and but she refuses to have like those surgeries in the upper area is just crazy, you know. But yeah, Jackie Young for the Aces is on here. Alyssa Thomas from the Sun. She's also a free agent. Uh-oh. Kayla McBride from the Lynx. Just, she's a sniper. When I say sniper, like when I say sniper, like you need a shooter, she's a sniper. You have Tiffany Hayes from the Aces. I really like her game. Sixth Woman of the Year, by the way, guys. Kate Martin, she's a Golden State Valkyrie. She was drafted by the Valkyries. She used to be on the Aces. She's a sniper too. You know, very, very high 30s, in the high 30s from three. Stephanie Dawson, I really like her game. I feel like she has played on 3-3. I feel like she has. I know Tiffany Hayes has for sure. And Dawson, she's on the Mystics. It was very hard to, you know, not pick them. I feel like defensively, like in the paint, in the rim, I don't know if they have really like protector or like a shot blocker. Olsen, she's big, but she's more like a stretch big, good passer. She's not really like a shot blocker. I feel like their best shot blocker is probably Alyssa Thomas, AT. And she's not, she's more like I feel like she's very versatile where she could play multiple positions. She can really pass. She could get that rebound like Giannis and go coast to coast and take it for herself, get an and one, or, dish it off. And she's probably their best, defender um in the post, and I think that's gonna be a problem. I really think that's gonna be a problem because Stephanie Dawson is their only center, and I don't. She has size, which is gonna help with post. She doesn't have that rim protection, so that's why I sort of put them fourth. But I really like Dawson because she's a sniper. You need those stretch bigs. Jackie Young, I feel like she's underrated. She's on a stacked Aces team, but defensively, y'all, she can lock players down. And I feel like this is a very important opportunity for her. Very important because I don't know what's up with her. I don't know if it's because she has Asia Wilson and, Kelsey Plum and, Plum is Plum is also could be leaving. A lot of player movement might happen in free agency, but she has all these players, right? Chelsea Gray, and it's like I don't know if it's her confidence or what, but I feel like she has so much potential and it's so much to unlock. And maybe 3-on-3 could help unlock another part of her game that we haven't seen, or maybe a part of her game she's not totally confident in. Because if I feel like if the Aces want to become that dynasty team, Jackie Young is gonna have to unlock another level of her game that I know is hidden inside of her. I know she got it. And maybe, just maybe, it can be unlocked on 3-on-3. I'm telling you guys. Um, but yeah, Kayla McBride and Kate Martin, they're gonna be sniping. They're gonna have those flamethrowers. They're gonna be cash money. Cash money, cash money. Good, she's from and McBride is on, you know, that's defensive team, so it's like she's gonna bring some defense. Um, yeah. I just think the rim protection is the reason why because I feel like you need shot creations and bigs, like I said, and they only have really one center in Dolson, right? Or you could say she's a forward, whatever you want to say. Stretch four, stretch five, doesn't matter. And Alyssa Thomas, she's a great four. She can also play in so many positions. But I think their lack of, I guess, I guess you could say, rim protection bigs. That's why I picked them fourth. I picked Vinyl three because they have two isolation scores, which I think is very big. And so, like with Alyssa Thomas, she's gonna have to play like who's another, player I can describe her as. I feel like Russell Westbrook, right? When he had that MVP season, right? It's just shooters all around. You can create, rebound, but you need that rim protection. So I feel like they might be lacking that. So fifth spot. Let's go to the fifth spot. The fifth spot, I picked Phantom. Their head coach is Adam Harrington. I really like this team because everyone can pass. Natasha Cloud is a great defender. She could pass the ball, right? She can hit those threes. Natasha Cloud, she's from the Phoenix Mercury. Brittany Griner is from the Phoenix Mercury too. She's had 3-on-3 experience. And like I said, if you have 3-on-3 experience or you're playing with a teammate of yours or a former teammate, I think that's gonna help chemistry. Sabrina Ionescu is from the Liberty, just won a championship. I heard that she might miss some certain things because of off-season commitments. And I just wonder, is she gonna miss games or are they just talking about she might miss like, some practices? So we'll see. Because that's what I heard. Like, she might have off-season commitments, but she still is gonna be. She was actually one of the wild cards, actually. Um, they added more players, but I really like her game. I think she really improved, especially like getting stronger and her inside game really improved. Marina, Marbury, I really like her. She used to be on the Sky, but now she's on the Sun for the trade. I do like her game. Satu Sabali, yo, yo, yo. He wants out of the Dallas Wings, looking for a trade, but I think they court her. So we'll see. But she's from the Wings. I really like her game forward. Katie Luke Salmonis. Is that how? I'm not good at pronouncing. I'm more of a face person, not a pronunciation name person, but that's just me. She's on the Fever. I think she's actually underrated. Like, you might see certain players that aren't like their brands aren't very popular or they're not like they might just be bench players or role players, but I feel like he has 3-on-3 experience. She's gonna play well because you don't need like a ton of stars. You just need difference makers. But like Shaq says, others are like, you need those type of players. Um, I put them fifth. I like them. Everybody can pass the ball, but oh, and of course, I feel like Brittany Griner is like the difference maker and Sabrina Ionescu because I feel like their pick and roll should be lethal. Like there's nobody in this league that is Brittany Griner's size, right? Even in the WNBA. So I feel like their post scoring is going to be lethal. She's going to dominate, be Shaq like. And of course, they're going to double team her, and she's used to double teams. Pass that rock, you know? And Natasha Cloud, I think Natasha Cloud is all around very, very good. I liked her when she played with the Mystics as well. Um, I just wonder, like, who else is gonna join her in that defensive? She's definitely their best defensive guard. Griner can block shots, and I think that's very important. Defense is important. Um, but I think the unicorn, Satu, I really like her. She actually has so much potential that we haven't even seen yet. But the injuries. happened. Shout out to her sister for winning the championship with the Liberty. That's dope. Um, they call her the unicorn because, like, unicorns, like, a lot of people are like, unicorns don't exist, right? You know, it's something that you can't believe what you're seeing. And that's the type of versatility, like, in the post. She has, like, that unique type of, skill set of like a Candace Parker mixed with like an Elena Deladon, right? Because they both can play on the perimeter and in the post, and that's solidly like she can play in the post, play on the perimeter, like um. So I feel like there's another level to her game that we haven't seen, and she got to stay healthy. But oh yeah, she's the captain. She's the captain of their team. Um, do they have captains? I don't. I, they. I wonder how they figured out the captains, but she's the captain of their team. And oh, I do like Katie because once again, you need a sniper, and like I feel like she's like um 40% shooter. Well, that's like normal for her, but she did have like a down year, right? But I feel like with a better coach, she can especially with Caitlin Clark, dishing the rock, she can get back to her 40% 3-point shooting self. But I think she's gonna do well. But like I said, I just wonder if like is Sabrina gonna play in all the games or just some of the games? And I feel like who else is gonna they're gonna have a good ball movement, but it's like who else is going to step up? For example, Marina, I really like her game. That's why the Suns traded for her. They needed another scorer, right? And I do like her because sometimes when she has the ball in her hands, she's a really good passer. Like I said, this team is a good passing. But I just wonder who got that takeover mentality. Are they going to be too unselfish? I don't know. So I picked Ennis. It's like it's too hard to like decide, but I had to make the tough call. But the fact that and I also think that Sabrina has a chance to unlock because we haven't. I feel like because she's played with Jonquel Jones, Brianna Stewart, I feel like there's another. Sometimes when you play with other MVP type players, you don't really show what you really, really, really can do. I feel like he's still young. She has other levels to her game. Like I said with Jackie Young and Sabale, other levels to their game that maybe this, I feel like all the players are going to get help. All the players are going to get help. All the players are going to get help. All the players that's playing in this league, I guarantee you they have breakout seasons. Guaranteed. But yeah, I think this is similar to, Alyssa Thomas, where except Griner is the one that can be a big time facilitator, especially if they double team her in the post, or then, or Cloud or Sabrina can dish it out. But it was very hard. But I'm like, who's gonna be their defensive shark besides Cloud? But last but not least, I forgot this to say the captains of the teams. So for Miss, captain is Brianna Stewart. For the Owls, captain is Collier, right? They founded the league, so obviously that's what's gonna happen. The captain for Vinyl is Enrique, of course, I feel like Enrique, yeah. 414, you already know. For the Laces, the captain is none other than Alyssa Thomas, right? She's gonna be running the show for show for show. Um, gonna get triple doubles, make unrivaled history, big triple doubles. But last but not least, Roses. And I've come up with something. Maybe the roses can prove me wrong and rise out of concrete, rose from the concrete. The rose that grew from the concrete. Maybe they can, you know, maybe they can, you know, prove me wrong. It was hard. It was hard, but somebody got to be six, right? Debate, do that. Talk in the comments. I really want y'all comments. I really want y'all, commentary for real. So head coach of the Roses is Nola Henry. Leah Copper, you can't stop her. I really like her, especially when she was on the Sky. But she had a really big time season with the Phoenix Mercury, hitting game winners, all of that. You know, 20, 30 point games for real. Lucy Gray from the Aces, point guard, you already know. Lexi Hall, I think she's going to be underrated. Angel Reese, you guys know her. You know, Barbie, right? Bayou Barbie, y'all know her. Crowner, she got she got Reese's Pieces, she got Reebok, all those brands, right? Unapologetically Angel, right? From the Sky, right? I may pronounce this wrong. Lazura Stevens from the Sparks. Excuse me. Brittany Sykes from the Mystics. She has 3-on-3 experience. So that's key. I feel like every team has at least one player that has 3-on-3 experience, so that's dope. I gonna be honest. I feel like they're not gonna be able to. I feel like they don't have a shot blocker to protect the paint. And I also feel like they don't really have a, score in the paint. And so I know what you guys are gonna say. Stevens is tall, so she can protect the paint. I feel like she's not like she, she's like a stretch. She can hit mid-range shots. She's really tall. She can hit the three. She has a weird looking shot. I'm not a big fan of her shot, but she's a good big nonetheless. I really do like her. I feel like she can block shots because of her length. I don't know if she can block shots, you know, obviously because she's long and tall. I feel that's why she can block shots. But I could be wrong, guys. I don't know if Angel Reese is. I feel like Angel Reese is a great defender. Great defender. Great defender. And I feel like maybe she might have that, I feel like she might have like that Dennis Rodman type of defensive game where she could defend on the perimeter and in the post. She could get rebounds defensively and offensively. But like I said, I don't know if Stevens and Reese can protect the paint like a true shot blocker grinder would, you know, or like a Angel Reese. I mean, not Angel Reese, but Angel Wilson or like a Collier. I don't know if Stevens, I don't know if Angel Reese is at that point in her game yet where she can protect the paint like those players. And Stevens, she's more like a bench player. She can start, but she can also, you know, come off the bench. But I feel like she hasn't expanded her game like that. And I also don't feel like Angel Reese and Stevens can score inside. Like in the future, Angel Reese is going to be able to score inside like a post player. I've seen her, you know, workouts. I've seen her make those hook shots in those games her rookie year. Think about it. Like she's only a rookie entering her sophomore year. This is gonna help Reese tremendously. Being around these players, playing in the 3-on-3, everybody's gonna get better. Um, yeah. But I just don't feel like their bigs. I feel like their bigs are lacking that scoring. Like somebody on your team is gonna have to score in the paint when the jumpers don't fall. And I don't feel like they are gonna be able to consistently score in the paint, consistently take the paint, you know? So that's one reason. I really like Kalia Copper. I feel like in transition they're gonna do well because Angel Reese can run the floor tremendously. Copper can, fill those fast break lanes. Having it be a short full court is gonna be tremendous. I really like her game, and she really, I feel like she took her game to another level with Mercury, for real. Because, when they won a championship with Parker, he wasn't playing like that in 2021, the way she played in 2024. So that's growth right there. And I feel like she should be definitely a go-to player on this team. Chelsea, great point guard. She's gonna do a lot of ball handling tricks, a lot of, different Houdini passes. Um, and I really like the way she makes mid-range shots because it looks like how is she getting those shots off? It looks a little awkward, but like she be hitting those mid-range shots, and also she's a big, guard that can post up as well. So I think that's gonna be very good. So she's gonna be a great creator. Because besides Copper, like I feel like Stevens, Reese, they're gonna need a point guard, that general to really get them some easy buckets. Um, Brittany Skites, I do like her game, and the reason why I like her game is because she's like that, role player that brings energy and effort and defense, good combo guard, like um and I also feel like she's gonna bring that intensity. So, yo, that intensity that Copper brings, Gray brings, Reese brings, and with Sky, Brittany Skies, it's gonna be great because I feel like you're gonna need that, that toughness. I feel like out of all the teams, this might be the toughest team, like mentally wise, or like, you know, they're very tough and very strong. Lexi Hall, I feel like she's underrated. A lot of people don't really know her, so they're probably like, what's going on? But, hey, I feel like she has a chance to get better and prove a lot of people wrong. She's a good guard. She's from the Fever. And honestly, if you guys watch the Fever, um, in 2024, he really helped. She really, really did. She was hitting big shots because with Caitlin Clark, like you need you don't want Caitlin Clark to just hit all the shots. Like if she passes you the ball, knock those shots down. She really really helped, really really helped. And she's the type of player I feel like you start her or you know hey put her on the bench. And that's the same with Ray Berlin. I really feel like those players they have a chance to raise their profiles and prove a lot of people wrong. Say, oh, why are they in the league? Stuff like that. Hopefully, they can prove me wrong. But let me know what you guys think about my rankings. Let me know. Hey, let me know what's your favorite team, right? And let me know your favorite players, you know, and who tell me what you guys are excited about. Like, are you excited about format, the unrivaled gear and the jerseys? Are you excited about players? Are you excited about the exposure that the league is gonna get. Like, tell me what you guys are excited for. Players, because you want the players to get paid more and get more exposure and all that. And you want women's basketball, women's sports to grow, right? But yeah, guys, tell me what you guys think. Make sure you guys like, comment, and subscribe. And also, stay ballin'. And y'all like my new t-shirt? This is pretty dope, right? Women's basketball. Let's go. Stay ballin'.